Welcome to Almost Here, Round the Corner Future Technology podcasts with Richard Jacobs. Future technologies poised to transform our lives for better or worse are the focus of this podcast. Almost here means these technologies are now here and starting to be used, or just around the corner, from Bitcoin to artificial intelligence, 3D printing, blockchain, virtual reality, and more. Coming to Dallas, Texas, September 14th, 15th, and 16th, 2018, the Blockchain and Future Tech Expo. This is going to be a gigantic conference of over 5,000 people. We're going to be talking about blockchain and its applications. We're going to be talking about quantum computing, cybersecurity, artificial intelligence, and several other future technologies that are poised to and actually changing our lives as we speak. Here's why you should attend. As you may know, early adopters are the ones that investigated and profited from things like the gold rush in the 1800s, from the dot-com boom in the 1990s, from the internet boom in 2005, from the smartphone explosion in 2007, from the real estate boom that ended in 2008, and of course, from the Bitcoin boom that started in 2012. Early adopters act now. They don't wait till later. They go out west first. In their covered wagons, they find the biggest gold nuggets. If you consider yourself an early adopter and you want to find the biggest nuggets, then you owe it to yourself to attend this upcoming conference. Blockchain is going to affect how we control and store our medical data, how we send money around the world, how we bank, and more. But artificial intelligence, quantum computing, and cybersecurity will play a pivotal role in our lives as well. And that's why our next event, September 14th to the 16th at the Dallas Convention Center, is going to have not only 5,000 plus attendees, but will showcase blockchain, AI, cybersecurity, quantum computing, and more. You want to get in on the coming gold rush of future tech and opportunity as an early adopter. Don't be left out. To register, go to bftexpo.com. That's blockchainfuturetechexpo.com. Thank you.
Hello, this is Chris with the Future Tech Podcast, and I'm here today with Sergey Vasin with Blackmoonfg.com. Welcome, Sergey. How are you doing?
Hi, Chris. I'm doing great. Thanks for having me today.
Very good. Tell us about your company.
Blackmoon is essentially a platform for, on the one hand, to tokenize investment funds, and on the other hand, for the investors to get access to the tokenized investment vehicles.
Very good. And what led you to start Blackmoon or get involved with Blackmoon?
Well, I've been involved with Blackmoon since the very beginning of our operations. We are virtually 4 years old company now. We started in 2014, and since then I've been working for Blackmoon.
Very good. And so what unique problems does Blackmoon solve?
The problem we solve is actually because there is a huge amount of wealth locked up in the crypto space, and there is a huge interest in the crypto space. The industry itself is booming, but there is virtually no connection between the crypto space and traditional fiat-oriented investments. So we are bridging this gap between these two universes, between the crypto universe and fiat universe, and we are allowing the investors to get access to traditional investments in fiat world. And most importantly, we are bringing the blockchain technology to the asset management industry, meaning that the ownership rights in investors' exposure to certain funds are going to be tokenized via our platform. So we are bringing all the good things that blockchain gives us to the asset management industry. And first of all, it is enhanced liquidity for the investors and the better price discovery if we speak about the investment opportunities that used to be illiquid. But we support both liquid and less than liquid investment funds and both fiat and crypto-oriented investment strategies. So our ultimate goal for the investors is to become just like a single-stop solution where they can pick the investments they are interested in and can monitor the performance of their investment.
Very good. So where are you in the roadmap for your platform?
Well, today is March, and this month is very important for our company because this month we are actually releasing our platform live and going to open up these investment opportunities for the potential investors that come up to our platform. So we need just to make yet another step to come to like a live mode and start offering our services to the public. Word of notice, though, I have to say it anyway. So nothing I say today is a solicitation or an investment advice, but rather just like information purposes only.
Of course, of course. And so later, you're saying later this month, this is supposed to be released and ready for the public. Is that correct?
Yes, it is.
Okay, very good. What are some unique problems that you've encountered leading up to the release?
Oh, that's actually a great question because when we started up, we thought that we'd have certain problems and try to decide how to attack them, but actually we were wrong because the main difficulty that we face today is, in fact, it's centuries old because we, like human beings, on average, tend to be pretty reluctant to embrace changes. So such a straightforward thing as opening up a bank account for our platform, for our operating entities, became a real challenge for us. Banks think that they are so heavily regulated that they often opt to say no just in case, even if they don't have an obligation or even a guideline to do so. But it's not the regulators we should blame. It's just the human nature because the humanity survived because of being cautious. And sometimes it needs guidance and, yes, actually regulation to move forward. And I think that the recent decision of the Israeli Supreme Court is truly a landmark one. Just to refresh, on February 2016, oh, not 2018, so it was like last month, the Supreme Court issued a temporary court order that prohibited restriction of banking activity for one of Israeli crypto companies. So the main challenge for us now is to open up a bank account. The good thing is that we're pretty advanced with like 3 or 4 banks, and we'll have a bank account with several banks just to make sure that we have at least one, but we'll have several of them. But all of a sudden, the most difficult thing was not programming, not the blockchain, not programming the smart contracts on the blockchain or doing the interfaces or reaching to the investment managers, but just such a simple thing as opening up a bank account.
So how do you get those problems solved elegantly?
We actually pay a lot of attention to being legally compliant, and actually that's one of the challenges because this space is not regulated at all. But we are sure that this place gonna be regulated. There is no way around it. So we have a very solid compliance team that has multi-years of experience in regulated fields like trading, forex, and other fields of that traditional investments. And we are building our processes and our policies as if we were regulated. That is why when banks ask us about what are our policies, we show them the policies they are already familiar with and just telling them that yes, we are not regulated, but we act as if we are regulated. And in fact, we are going to apply for a license to be regulated, and probably we're going to be the first company in the blockchain field that is going to be licensed apart from exchanges.
Oh, that's good to hear. So what do you see for the future of Blackmoon?
For the future of Blackmoon, I think that our ultimate goal is to become the default choice for the investors when they are thinking about finding investment opportunities that suit their needs. And for the asset managers, we want to be the default choice for them when they are looking to, on the one hand, to tap into crypto space as additional source of clients, and when they are interested in tokenizing their funds, because we have all the necessary legal and the IT infrastructure in place, and we have an investors base that have already enrolled to our platform, so that they could present their opportunity on this platform, because it is, well, actually a one-stop shop solution, because on this platform, investors can make a research on the funds that are available out there. They could monitor the performance of their portfolios. They could apply for redemption of their tokens if they wish to exit their investments. And we're also developing the secondary market for these tokens. Yet again, we're paying a lot of attention to this point, because these tokens might be deemed as securities or securities in certain jurisdictions. Therefore, we want to make sure that our secondary market is compliant with the regulation that would inevitably come to the crypto space.
Very good. So you're pre-gaming the regulative aspect of everything and always looking ahead for that. Is that correct?
Well, yes. Actually, this is because of our pedigree. The founding team of Blackmoon comes from the venture capital industry, and in this venture capital fund, we invested in various startups, including the startups in alternative lending and, for example, Lending Club, the company that IPO'd several years ago, that actually was one of the pioneers of the peer-to-peer lending. And we remember how it was when Securities and Exchange Commission came to these two companies, Lending and Prosper, and told them, hey guys, what are you doing here? The ways that you operate should be regulated. Therefore, your processes, internal processes, should be compliant. So we understand that we are building our product for years, and we want it to be a solid business model. Therefore, we pay a lot of attention to being compliant, and when regulator comes, and they will come, that's why I'm saying when, not if. When they will come, we'll just show them, hey guys, that's our compliance policies. That's how we onboard people to our platform. That's how we monitor the activities. Please tell us whether we do everything in a proper way.
Very good. Any final thoughts before we wrap up today? Maybe where people can contact you or your ideas for long-term solutions?
Well, people could easily contact us in our Telegram chat, for example, or via our website, blackmooncrypto.com. And as for the final thoughts, I would say probably the following thing, that on the capital and security side, well, people tend to think that the crypto space is like a super disruptive technology that disrupts the obsolete financial institutions and revolutionizes the way the value is transferred and blah, blah, blah. And it sounds very compelling, but I would take probably a contrarian position here, because the cryptocurrency revolution is actually only replicating at every single level the traditional economic infrastructure. Even though the blockchain doesn't require a trusted entity to authorize transactions, the crypto universe still needs this feature as part of its fabric. And the crypto space is nothing more but mirroring the securities markets and traditional banks. For example, when we trade on crypto exchanges, it's actually an IOU of the exchange that matches the orders of different counterparts. And there is nothing bad about it. because humanity traded and land and borrowed for centuries. Therefore, the technology is simply the way to make the process easier, convenient, and scalable, and also transparent. So I want to urge our listeners not to be carried away with all the buzzwords, but look deeper. And when they are making their investment decisions, they need to base it on diligent research and make sure that their overall portfolio is improving from the risk and return perspective. So think strategically, live long, and prosper.
Very good. Excellent advice. Sergey, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Chris. It was my pleasure. Thank you for having me today. It was really an interesting conversation with great questions.
Agreed. Thank you. Sergey Vasin with Blackmoon. And thank you for everyone joining us to listen here on the Future Tech Podcast. We will see you next time.
Coming to Dallas, Texas, September 14th, 15th, and 16th, 2018, the Blockchain and Future Tech Expo. This is going to be a gigantic conference of over 5,000 people. We're going to be talking about blockchain and its applications. We're going to be talking about quantum computing, cybersecurity, artificial intelligence, and several other future technologies that are poised to and actually changing our lives as we speak. Here's why you should attend. As you may know, early adopters are the ones that investigated and profited from things like the gold rush in the 1800s, from the dot-com boom in the 1990s, from the internet boom in 2005, from the smartphone explosion in 2007, from the real estate boom that ended in 2008, and of course, from the Bitcoin boom that started in 2012. Early adopters act now. They don't wait till later. They go out west first. In their covered wagons, they find the biggest gold nuggets. If you consider yourself an early adopter and you want to find the biggest nuggets, then you owe it to yourself to attend this upcoming conference. Blockchain is going to affect how we control and store our medical data, how we send money around the world, how we bank, and more. But artificial intelligence, quantum computing, and cybersecurity will play a pivotal role in our lives as well. And that's why our next event, September 14th to the 16th at the Dallas Convention Center, is going to have not only 5,000 plus attendees, but will showcase blockchain, AI, cybersecurity, quantum computing, and more. You want to get in on the coming gold rush of future tech and opportunity as an early adopter. Don't be left out. To register, go to bftexpo.com. That's blockchainfuturetechexpo.com. Thank you. You have been listening to Almost Here, Around the Corner Future Technology podcast with Richard Jacobs. Subscribe to this podcast, post a review to discover more future technologies that are poised to transform our lives for better or worse, such as Bitcoin, artificial intelligence, 3D printing, blockchain, virtual reality, and more.